Now let's talk about that if the angle, um, it's not a multiple of 0, pi or 2 pi, oh sorry, 0 pi or pi over 2, if it's not multiple of any of these numbers, so how you can actually find the exact value? There are 3 steps, and I'll teach you each and every step in detail, okay? First is draw the reference angle on the unit circle. Very important. Okay. You will draw that where actually it's lying. Then second is use the special triangle according to the reference angle. And third is to check the quadrant on which your angle is actually lying. Okay, let's talk about what is a special triangle. See, there are many methods actually to find the exact value, but I personally use this method because this is the easiest one and you don't have to memorize each and every point. So I use these 2 special triangles. The first triangle I say is, this is the first triangle, and I say that 2 of the angles are 45 degrees and 45 degrees here. Okay, and I say that you have to memorize these 2 triangles. Okay, this is one special case of the triangle where the hypotenuse is under root 2 and this is 1 and 1, and you can prove it by Pythagorean theorem that you can calculate this c square is actually equals to 1 plus 1 square, which is equals to 2. Okay, so you can prove it. Okay, but no need to prove, memorize this. It's 1 1 under root 2, hypotenuse is under root 2, rest of the other 2 sides are 1 1. This is one special triangle. Okay, you have to memorize one more special triangle. Okay, it is 60 30 triangle. Okay, 60 30, this is 90. Okay, and how it goes 1 2 under root 3. These are the 2 special triangles which you have to memorize. It's very easy to memorize. For the 45 45, it is 1 1 under root 2, and for 60 30, it is 1 2 under root 3. Okay, please draw it 3-4 times and just memorize these 2 triangles. It will help you a lot. Now let's talk about the quadrants. That what quadrants I am talking. Quadrants is like that we say this is cast. Okay, A means that all sine, cos and tan are positive here. Okay, in the first quadrant. In the second quadrant, only sine is positive. Cos and tan are negative. In the third quadrant, only tan is positive. Cos and sine are negative. And in the fourth quadrant, only cos is positive, sine and tan are negative. Okay, so just for this one, just see that you should know the special triangles. You should know that in which quadrant actually you are placing your angle. This will help you a lot. Okay, please. These are the 3 steps we'll follow, and you'll see that we can calculate all the angles exact value very easily by using this information. Very important information. Okay. Now let's do a question, and let's see that how we are going to implement this. Okay. Let's do a question. For example, they ask you to calculate the value of sine pi over 4 now. Write the exact value of sine pi over 4. The first step should be that you have to draw the reference angle, okay, on your unit circle. This is your unit circle. You need to draw where pi by 4 actually lies. This was 0, this was pi, right? This was pi by 2. So half of pi by 2 actually here. This is pi by 4. What is actually pi by 4? Pi is basically 180, right? So just divide 180 degrees by 4. It is actually equals to 45 degrees. So 45 degree is the angle which we are looking for. So you will go to the special triangle which has 45 degrees in it. So which is the special triangle? This is the special triangle which have 45 degrees, right? So let's calculate the value of sine pi over 4. So sine pi over 4 what was sine equals to? Remember, so ka tua. So which is opposite over hypotenuse. What is opposite? Opposite is 1. Opposite is which angle? Opposite to hypotenuse. Which side? Opposite to hypotenuse. So this is 1. So 1 over, what is the hypotenuse? Under root 2. So sine pi over 4 is 1 over under root 2. Right? So it's easy. So let's calculate few more questions. For example, they ask you to calculate the value for pi over 6. Right? Pi over 6. First calculate where, oh yes, very important thing. You need to check that in which quadrant it's lying. Since it was lying in the first quadrant. So in first quadrant, we know that all are positive. So there is no need to check. The answer will be positive. Okay? For example, now they ask you to calculate the value for sine pi over 6. So what is pi over 6? Pi over 6 is 180 degrees divided by 6. It is equals to 30 degrees. Where the pi over 6 will lie actually? Somewhere here, right? This was, we made like something like this, okay? So pi over 6 will be somewhere here in the positive side, okay? In the first quadrant it's lying and it's 30 degrees. So can you see that which is the special triangle which have 30 degrees? This is the special triangle which have 30 degrees, right? So we will use this triangle now. So sine is again, it's opposite over hypotenuse. So what is opposite? Opposite is this, under root 3. And what is the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is 2. So the value for sine pi over 6 is under root 3 over 2. Okay. Now let's calculate the value for, let's say sine 5 pi over 6. Sine pi over 3, okay. Let's make a unit circle first. Let's see where it is actually lying. Okay. This was draw pi over 3. Pi over 3 means that your first quadrant is divided by 3. Please see the last lectures carefully. We did this question before, let how we are actually, so we are dividing our pi actually into 1, 2, 3 equal parts. So this is 0, this is pi, okay, this is also 2 pi. So this is pi over 3, this is 2 pi over 3, this is 3 pi over 3, this is 4 pi over 3, and this is 5 pi over 3. So where, in which quadrant 5 pi over 3 is lying? In the fourth quadrant. And sine is negative in the fourth quadrant, right? It's negative. So first see that what was the angle? It was 5, it is pi over 3. Just see the angle without the multiple, okay? Pi over 3. What is pi over 3? Pi over 3 is 60 degrees. So just check which is the special triangle with 60 degrees. It's this one, right? So how we are going to do this? We'll just use the opposite over hypotenuse of this special triangle. Why we are using this special triangle? Because pi over 3 is 60 degrees. Okay. By how 60 degrees? 180 divided by 3. This is pi. Okay. Pi over 3 is 60 degrees. Okay. So what is opposite? Opposite is under root 3. And what is the hypotenuse? It is 2. Okay. So what should be the sign with this one? Negative. Why negative? Because 5 pi by 3 is lying in the fourth quadrant. See? And in the fourth quadrant, sign is negative. So don't forget to put this negative sign. So now we know that sign 5 pi over 3 exact value is negative under root 3 over 2. Okay. Let's do one more question for cos 3 pi over 4. So first step should be just check what is pi over 4. Okay. Ignoring the multiple, see what is pi over 4. 180 divided by 4 is equals to 45 degrees. Okay, so this is known. Now you should draw it on your unit circle, that what is 3 pi over 4. So this is pi, this is pi by 2, this is this is 0, this is pi by 2, this is pi, and this is 3 pi by 2, right? So half of this will be pi by 4. So 1 pi by 4, 2 pi by 4, 3 pi by 4, 4 pi by 4, 5 pi by 4, 6 pi by 4, 7 pi by 4, right? This is the circle. So this is the value I'm interested in. Cos is negative in the second quadrant. Remember this. Cos is negative in the second quadrant. Okay? It's lying in the second quadrant. Now let's see that which triangle we have to use. Which special triangle? The one which has 45 degrees. Which one has 45 degrees? This one has 45 degrees. What is the formula for cos? Cos is SOCH, C-A-H, adjacent over hypotenuse. So cos of 3 pi over 4 is equals to adjacent. What is adjacent of this one? 1 over, what is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is under root 2. Under root 2 here. Right? And what should be the sign of with this one? We'll check the quadrant. It's the second quadrant and cos is negative in the second quadrant. So I will put a negative sign. This is how you solve all the questions. So just important thing is to know the quadrants and to know these two triangles. Okay.